Day 10. Whoa! Thank you for staying with me. And if it's your first time here, pop back to day 1 and start working. It's really important that you do this program in order. Yes. Okay, for all of you that have stayed with me, we're on day 10. And day 10 is Know Your Roots. Now this is an interesting one. Even though I wrote it a while ago, I had a conversation just this week with a friend of mine, and she was watching a program on television, and it was about Cyprus, Ben Fogle, yeah, and she was sitting there with her grandson, and she said, "Oh, Grandad used to walk along there, yeah." He used to do that. He was stationed there. And her grandson said, "Was he? Did he? I didn't know that. Grandad did that." "Yeah," she said. And then she suddenly started to realise, gosh, he doesn't know very much about the family. Nobody's ever mentioned that Grandad was stationed there. So she got photographs out, and he absolutely loved it. You know, he could envisage it, he could see it, and he thought, wow, my Grandad did that. Yeah. So basically, know your roots. We're going to be touching on your ancestors, right? And where do you fit in it all? You are the end of this big tree. Do you know what I mean? You've got all these roots underneath you, all these people that came before you, and then you and your child are the end result of all of that. It's very interesting, isn't it? Well, today is from the Sweet You category. So I would like you, the parents, to focus on you and your family tree. Do you have any missing people? People that you haven't got in touch with for a while, yeah? Perhaps you are adopted. Perhaps you don't know certain people. Yeah. I mean, I was, I believe, about 40 years old when I met my father, my biological father. I mean, my mum was married, and they were divorced when I was about 2 or 3 years old. I hadn't seen him all those years. I didn't know anything about him or anything very much, really. And when I did eventually find him, he only had 3 months to live, and he'd been praying that I would appear, which is interesting. So I just felt if I hadn't done that, there would have been a missing piece there. And the thing is, if you've got missing pieces in your family tree, it's not just you, it's your child has those missing pieces as well. Yeah? So have a look at your family tree. Have a look at whether there are people you need to connect with, or people you need to track down. Yeah. Now, I know from experience, my mother was an adoption researcher, and I know very well that when you go and track down people, if you are adopted, that type of thing, there's not always a fantastic end result. It's not always a fantastic story at the end, as much as TV programs would like you to think there will be. But unfortunately, that isn't always the case. So you have to brace yourself for that as well. But it does give you sort of like a feeling of consolidation. You know what's what. It's not just this emptiness there where that person should be. Yeah. So what we would like is that there isn't any chaos or lack of clarity at the core, yeah, your roots. Because it does help you to feel far more grounded, And when you do start to research, you sort of feel that you belong to something. And this feeling of belonging, I've mentioned it several times before, it's very important for the child to feel that they belong to something. Yeah, it's very important for their self-esteem. So work on clarity today in your family tree. Now there are some great websites. I mean, you could even do DNA now, but yeah, some great stories there on the DNA website. So people, they found all sorts of family they never knew they had. Yeah. So after you've done that for yourself, you've looked at your own family tree. I mean, you don't have to go way back. I just mean, you know, a couple of generations back, yeah? And look, where did they live? What did they do? Can you get any photographs of them? You know, can you build a tree and pop photographs on of great-grandparents? Because the thing is as well, my friend, what she realised was when she started to get the photographs out and showing them to her grandson, was that there were lots of people, she didn't know who they were on these old photographs. And she thought, oh, drat, I wish I asked my mother when she was alive. Oh, I wish that uncle was still alive. He'd know the answers. I mean, unfortunately, people pass on, and they pass on with all this wonderful information. So make it a point of gathering as much information as you can, because it's for your child, yeah? It's for your child's well-being, and it's to help them construct a family tree. So that's the second part, right? Second part of today is you can create a family tree with your child. Now, if you look online, if you look at places like Etsy, the website Etsy, they've got lovely family tree sort of like templates that you can fill out. There are even websites where there are free templates. You know, they've got pictures of trees, and you know, you and your child can sit there and you can get a photograph, say, oh, that's great uncle so and so, you know, he was a bookmaker or what have you, or he was a vicar. Yeah, I've got a lot of those in my family. So and then, you know, he or she can fill in on the template. Now, once you've got your family tree all filled out with your child, pop it on the wall in their bedroom. The part of the bedroom that is their space. If it's a shared bedroom, you should have a designated space for your child, so your child knows, yeah, that's my wall, yeah? Pop it on there, yeah? So it could be, you know, you could be very fortunate and you have a family tree that you know who everybody is. Yeah. But even so, you can improvise, be creative. And I've known children to put their dogs on, their cats on, because to them it's all family, yeah? So basically today it's day 10 and it's Know Your Roots. So it's for you to go and fill in any blanks, yeah? Because if you have those blanks, then there's sort of like chaos at the core. We don't want any of that. We're trying to get clarity here, yeah? And as I said, the stories you unveil, they may not be what you want to hear, but hey, what, you know, it's the clarity we're after, yeah? So try and get this clarity, try and get the pictures, the occupations, that type of thing. It'll be so interesting for your child. And, you know, they will want to know about geography because it would apply to them. You know, if your grandparents came from another country, they could start to get really interested in that other country. Yeah. So, yes, so you, the parent, fill in your blanks as much as you can. Do your research. Yeah, if you need to get hold of anybody, elderly relatives that can, you know, tell you the story of what happened, yeah? Because, you know, those things can be lost forever in time, and you want to gather up all that information for your child. and your children's children, yeah? And then fill out a template, print one off, or order one off somewhere like Etsy, and do a lovely family tree picture and pop it on the wall in their bedroom. Okay, thank you for listening to me, and I'll see you again tomorrow.